everybody, my name is Tarina. Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to be showing you guys how to make a pretty little skirt out of a not so pretty pair of jeans. Now I know this is a little bit different from what I've been usually posting. I promise more K-pop covers are going to be coming soon. However, I really wanted to show this to you guys since in quarantine we've been discovering new hobbies we didn't know we had, and for me one of them has been sewing. So I had a lot of fun doing this, and I hope you guys enjoyed as well. So if you did like it, let me know. And without any further ado, let's get right into it. So these are the jeans we're going to be transforming today. My mom literally bought me these when I was back in 9th grade, so you can imagine these are very old. So this is how the jeans look like when I put them on. Surprisingly, they still fit me even though they are very uncomfortable. They are super low rise. I don't know if it's because they've always been like that or is it because they don't fit me anymore. They're super tight and I could barely pull my feet through. So let's see if we can make something pretty out of this old thing. So really quick, here's a list of the stuff you're gonna need. So to begin, we're going to draw a straight line right above the crotch area of our jeans, and we're going to cut right through that straight line of the front part of the jeans only for now. Now flip your pants around and draw a straight line right below the pockets of our jeans and make the cut. It's worth mentioning that I'm only making the cut this high out because these are low-rise jeans. If you're using high-waisted jeans, you can do the cut at least 2 to 3 inches lower. The goal here is to make the base of the skirt, so when you're finished cutting, it should look something like this, and it's totally normal that the front part is a little bit shorter than the back part. You're gonna turn the base of the skirt inside out, and very carefully with a seam ripper, you're gonna start removing the stitches of the back pockets since we have to relocate them. Although this is a step that if you're using high-waisted jeans, you can skip. Also, you want to be very careful when removing the stitches so that you only remove the stitch and not tear on the fabric, because it's good to tear the fabric if you want distressed jeans, but since it's the pockets, you don't want to accidentally tear down holes in the back of the skirt. And yeah, this is basically the hardest part of the entire process. I spent like 10 minutes on each pocket, but after you get it done, just set them aside and let's work on the rest of the skirt, and the pockets are basically one of the last things we're going to put back on. So what we're going to do next is we're going to hem the base of your skirt. Before anything, I suggest that you pin down your garment with the clothing hanger so it doesn't move out of position, and make sure that the front and back seam are facing one another, and also that the waist part is as straight as possible. What we're going to do next is I measured ½ an inch from the very base of the fabric and I marked it. Also, in my case of using low-rise jeans, make sure that the pockets are out of the way so when you're sewing you don't accidentally sew through them. And now you're just gonna fold through the line you just made and pin everything down, making sure that it is all as straight as possible. Finally, you're going to fold the back part inward as well, and you're going to make sure that there is at least 1 inch difference from the top hem to the bottom hem. Now for the seam, what I did is I measured 3/4 of an inch from the edge of the hemline and I marked it all around. This is where the seam line is going to be. So here comes the fun part. So that line you just drew, you're going to go ahead and sew all over it, all around the base of the skirt. And it should look something like this. Now for the bottom part of the skirt. So remember the legs you had, now you're going to split them up. And you're going to cut along the thicker seam all the way down, and it's usually the one that is facing the inside of the thigh, so make sure you're cutting down the thick one. Also remember to cut the hems that go around the ankles. Your goal now is to create 2 rectangles using the fabric from the legs of your pants. So you're going to fold the fabric and make edges meet, and you're going to pin it up. Basically, you're going to measure the thinnest part of the pant, which is where your ankles go through, and use that measurement to mark the distance from the folded part to the edge of the seam you just cut through. You can trace a line and cut through it, or you can fold it like I'm showing you here and make the cut. And there you have it, a rectangle, more or less. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you should strive to make it as straight as possible, because remember, this is going to be the bottom half of your skirt and you don't want horribly uneven edges. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the 2 rectangles you just made and pin them with the right sides facing one another, and you're going to sew the shortest side of the rectangle together, about like ½ inch in. And now it's time to pin the bottom of your skirt to the base of your skirt. I personally like to match the seam, so the side seam of the base of your skirt, you should match it with the little seam you just made of the 2 rectangles that you sewed together. After you've got those 2 pinned together, you can go ahead and start folding your pleats, and you want to make sure that they are evenly distanced. If you want to be really professional about it, you should measure the distance, but honestly, I just eyeballed it and it turned out just fine, so do it however it makes you feel comfortable. Also, to make sure that the pleats are even in the bottom, that they don't look like one is higher up than the other one, make sure that when you're folding that the edges of the fabric are meeting each other like I'm showing you here. So now you're just gonna sew it all together. To make sure it looks more neat, you can go ahead and sew right on top of the seam line you made previously on the base of your skirt, so it doesn't look double stitched or anything. Go ahead and reposition the pockets if you have to. Just pin them down and sew them back together. Finally, for the hem of the skirt, I measured ½ inch from the bottom of the fabric. I folded it, pinned it, and sewed. However, this is completely up to you to adjust this to your desired length. And she's done! And she's looking real cute. Now for finishing touch, you should iron your pleats so they take their final shape, and that's it. I mean, I could have done a better job ironing it, but I think she looks super cute. Definitely much better than those ill-fitting jeans. Anyways, I would love to hear your thoughts on this tutorial, and if you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing.
Hi there. It's me, Fluffy Potato. I am getting treats for doing this. So, I wish everyone happy holidays and a happy new year. That is all. Goodbye.